from straight out talent to coach or player? Like, you need to be a player before.
Yeah.
Have you been a
I'd
player
hope so.
before?
No. In fact, the only people foolish enough to hire me were Complexity during that TI5 run. So there you go. See how that worked out for old Kyle.
Wasn't great.
Good thing he's gone.
But are you hinting at something here, Lacoste? Would you ever consider going as a coach? Like, obviously, you see Soxka on the stage. Soxka used to be also a TI1, TI2. He played wildcards TI3. You know, he's no stranger to the Dota 2 scene, especially to the early Dota 2 scene, where you were also an active player part of that.
I try to coach a little bit the Serbian/Croatian squad, the Elements Pro Gaming, during the Boston Major. Well, that didn't end well, but here I am now. I don't know. Coaching is a bit hard. Someone in the interview talked about, I think it was Heen, who said, like, I can coach you, but I don't know what to do. I've never done it before. So just do your own thing. I don't know. I think there's a lot of smart people in the community who can be coaches, but you don't have the chance to prove it. I'm not talking about myself. Don't worry.
Well, I was talking to Heen, and he was saying that he wished he had more time. I was like, geez, you already had quite a bit of time with TNC, but he still wants more time. It's like it never ends, right? And I think the idea of coaching is that you have to really be there. You have to be a part of that family in order to do the best possible job. Coaching is not a thing where you can just like show up to the LAN and be like, hey guys, so what are we doing this time? Like it's not even enough to be at the boot camps. I think you really need this like full-on team dynamic of just like, we are together all the time, all the year, becoming a single unit if you want the full effectiveness.
The hardest part is when team is not doing well. This is when you struggle. Like, you can see the players arguing against each other. When things are going smoothly, you can kind of look like a good coach.
I can be a good weather coach.
Yeah.
You know, it's the most difficult thing to be a bad weather coach, though. Can you take your squad out of a rut and bring it to greatness? That is kind of the only time you're really tested. I think
you would kind of have to be like the hardest worker on the team. We heard Curl actually compliment his coach, Roman, RMN. And this is a guy that I think in order to be a good coach, you just have to have a passion for Dota that doesn't exist with anybody else. You have to have been one of those people who's so passionate about the game, you tried to go and play pro, right? Because you loved it so much, you were playing it so much, and you got that good because you cared so much about the game. And Armen was one of those guys. You know, he was a semi-pro. He was playing for Team Goomba. I casted many of a tier 3.
All the German style.
Me and Yushi were casting the tier 3 games together. Team Goomba.
His name goes back in the Dota 1 days as well. I know Roman for 10 plus years probably.
It's actually very interesting if you look into the history of all those tier 3 Dota 2 stacks, because a lot of these people that are on the stage right now play together at some point. We have Mind Control. Obviously, everybody knows that he came from the FPL ranked leaderboard list when he joined Liquid. But before that, he was a part of basically Unknown.
Yeah, that roster was like...
It was
like
Seb
a revolving
and Soxka.
door, right?
Yeah, it was a revolving door. There were a lot of people on there, but 2 people that he actually spent time on a team with were Seb and Soxka. I thought that was very interesting. Also, I'm going to ask you guys a pop quiz.
Oh, yes.
Oh, boy.
You ready?
Yes.
Another one of those rotating door teams. Balkan Bears.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we got this one.
Okay.
There were 5 players in this TI, and a couple that are on stage that were in Balkan Bears.
Okay, we got the easy one, the gimme. We got Weehaw.
Weehaw.
Miracle. Miracle, another gimme.
We have Miracle, both on stage. Both used to be
Was the App Store on it?
Yes, he was.
Oh.
I don't think you're going to guess the other 2.
Was it
Hold on.
No-Tail?
It was not No-Tail.
They were here in TI.
Guess, though.
They are here in TI. They were part of the, they are part of the 16.
I remember at one point in time, Balkan Bears pulled in like a somewhat well-known name, but he was a little bit like washed up at a time.
None of these people are from Balkan, though.
No, these 2 people will not be from the Balkans.
Stop. She's got us.
All right, give us the first letter.
From which one? From the first or the second?
First one.
Just give it to us.
F. There's not that many
Is it
people.
Fada? Fada was on Balkan Bears?
No.
Damn. Are there any other Fs?
It's not FY for sure.
You sure he didn't make it?
There's really nobody else with another F. It's Fly.
Ah.
And the other one starts with a
Same
P.
region. Yeah.
Pylai Die. I'll spoil it for you.
Okay.
What is
Fly was
interesting
the name I was thinking.
is that with those Balkan Bears, Miracle and Weehaw obviously both used to be mid players, and they kind of kept replacing each other. They swapped back and forth in terms of being on the squad, getting kicked and replaced by the other, and then vice versa again as well. So I thought that that was kind of a nice thing, and now obviously they get the chance to play together. But isn't that crazy that all those grassroots teams of people struggling to make it as a profession?
Yeah.
There, some of their success stories in there.
Well, what's even harder than that too is that you hear sometimes like Miracle or Yapsor talk about people who they played with back home. They're like, "Oh, this guy was so good."
Yeah.
And you're just like, what if that same person was given those opportunities? Like I've heard them talk about guys who played these WHGs, and there's like, Aframoosh or like Hook. Like I know from that region, there's like these guys are so good.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because you were just like so close to being a part of this. And then that just like drives you further to want to try that, depending on like the boundaries in your life to go for it. But obviously these guys fully committed, and this is what they've done with it.
Many of them have been kicked or experienced. Like we talk about like the failure that happens at TI, but like at least you got to TI and you experienced some level of success and you managed to make some money. But before all of that was the grind where you weren't making that money. You were getting kicked out of teams, or your teams would disband or something like that. And you would experience failure after failure after failure. And I think in many ways it hardened some of these players and continue to strengthen their resolve to push past. And now when they experience the same kind of failures on a much larger scale, they're ready for it.
Yeah, if you want to fully commit, there's going to be ups and downs for sure, but you need to go through those downs, and it is the hardest part.
Apart from one player on the stage that didn't went through the grind. He started playing his first professional results in 2017, and then he got to 2018. He's like, okay, let's win this thing. I'm talking about Thompson, of course. He is one of the few royal roaders we have. I'm adopting the term.
You can't tell though, because the way that he walks on the stage, I think he is the most swag.